Welcome to the More Insights and Strategy video podcast. I'm Anshul Sag, Principal Analyst with More Insights and Strategy, and this week we have MediaTek Vice President James Chen. Hi, Ms. James. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Anshul. Glad to be here.
And I just wanted to kick things off by, for our audience, possibly could you tell us your role at MediaTek and what your responsibilities entail?
Absolutely. I'm the Vice President of Product Technology Marketing. So, as his name suggests, I'm responsible for really articulating the products and technology benefits that MediaTek has to all of our customers here in the United States.
Great. And I know that, MediaTek has really catapulted itself as a leader in the connectivity space. And I wanted to, talk about how you guys have accomplished that in Wi-Fi and 5G, and if you could maybe tell our audience how you guys became so prevalent in the market.
Yeah, good question. To be honest, I guess you can best encapsulate it by saying that we just work really hard. I think in cellular, we've always been there through 2G, 3G, 4G, and now 5G. So we've always had that lineage. On Wi-Fi, to be honest, we were not the first previous generations, but in Wi-Fi 7, we really put in the investment, the R&D resources, and also the marketing might, so that bring forth Wi-Fi 7 solutions earlier and be a market leader this time.
And many people are familiar with MediaTek and smartphones, right? And it makes sense that MediaTek is successful with Wi-Fi there. But could you possibly tell us other segments where MediaTek is also successful in Wi-Fi?
Oh, that's a great question. We sell Wi-Fi in just about any device that you see. The laptop that you're using right now, we sell Wi-Fi into routers in the home. Wi-Fi is part of every one of our platforms, like TV. Is also, for example, our Pantonic line, and also Campanio, our tablet solutions and Chromebook solutions. So just about Wi-Fi and just about everything, every device that you touch, every platform that you see from MediaTek, it's really really prevalent.
Yeah, and I've kind of seen that growth happening, especially with this generation around Wi-Fi 7, but even also Wi-Fi 6. I was really impressed last year when you guys announced that partnership with AMD, and I think that kind of took a lot of people by surprise. But the momentum seems to really be gaining,
Mm.
and I know that right now all of the buzz is around Wi-Fi 7 in the Wi-Fi space. And I know you guys have a few products in that area. Could you possibly delve a little bit more deeply in how they fit into the current market?
Oh, absolutely. So we gave the world's first peek into what Wi-Fi 7 can do a little over almost about a year ago. And then we followed that up in May with our announcement of the PhiLogic 380, which is our Wi-Fi 7 solution for a client like a phone or a PC. And then we also simultaneously announced PhiLogic 880, which is our solution for on the access point side.
Mhm.
So these we're trying to go after, all the market segments that we talked about previously, whether it's consumer devices, whether it's in networking equipment, service providers, even markets beyond that.
And I know that you guys have done really well in the mobile segment, but performance is a really big component of Wi-Fi 7. And I was wondering if there were any additional benefits to Wi-Fi 7 that you guys see coming along with that.
Well, absolutely. Wi-Fi 7 has this great, fantastic new feature called MLO for multi-link operation. And it's not just about bonding together more frequencies to get a bigger pipe for bigger speed. That's, obviously one of the main advantages. But the other advantage that's not so often talked about is that MLO allows much lower latency and also allows the network to be able to roam much more consistently and reliably. So that's the big thing about Wi-Fi 7 as well.
And I think I remember you talking about coverage as well. Are there some coverage benefits that come with it as well?
Well, certainly, when you bond lower frequencies like 2.4 and 5 to higher frequencies like 6, you can extend the range. And then on top of that, MediaTek also has what we call universal enhancement features. For example, we add a fifth antenna so that the coverage expands up to about 30%. So there is stuff a little bit beyond the standards that we do, but that work for everybody, not just MediaTek to MediaTek, benefit everybody, that will kind of just make Wi-Fi 7 experience all that much better.
And since you touched on it, MediaTek has some unique capabilities regarding Wi-Fi 7. Could you explain what those are and how they work?
Yes, absolutely. So in addition to the fifth antenna on our access point side, on the access point, we've also had this really unique implementation and architecture for MLO. Basically, we have a single chip MLO architecture. And what that allows is that allows the latencies to be 100 times lower than what our competitors can do. And on top of that, when you make a product using our access point Wi-Fi 7 solution with this new architecture, the area can be up to 20% smaller. And that's just a win-win. And then on the client side, we have things where we can aggregate up to 360 megahertz of total spectrum, and again in MLO, and that will give you about 6.5 gigabit per second of speed, the highest in the industry.
Okay.
But also will extend range because we're bonding 2.4 and 6 together. So highest speed, longest range. It's a win-win for everybody.
And I know that you guys, talked a lot about it yesterday. I was really excited about what the capabilities are with Wi-Fi 7. Some of the future applications I've also seen happening. Do you guys have some thoughts on Wi-Fi 7 with like the metaverse and XR?
Oh, perfect example. I would say the low latency aspect of Wi-Fi 7. I think, IEEE really did a great job, and WFA as well, really to bring to the forefront the latency angle. Things to do with AR, VR, XR certainly will benefit. We also said yesterday, benefit for TVs. If you want to have wireless surround sound, obviously you're going to communicate all that audio information over Wi-Fi, now Wi-Fi 7 with lower latency. So, your video and audio will just sound more in sync and more rich. And there's, I'm sure there'll be applications beyond that where you require real time, instant results, right? And so I think that's what's going to separate Wi-Fi 7, not just the speed. So that's why we're so excited about it.
Great. And is there anything else you'd like our audience to know about Wi-Fi 7 or MediaTek's Wi-Fi solutions that maybe we didn't cover?
I think just in general, I would say that if you look at our past, right, like I said earlier, we were not always the first to any particular Wi-Fi technology. What I want people to understand is that we really have worked really hard in the past few years behind the scenes to really kind of catapult ourselves and place us in the current situation where we really are, one of the leading vendors on Wi-Fi now, specifically with Wi-Fi 7. And I think it really bespeaks to MediaTek's intention to really be a leader in this space and really engage in tier one customers. So yeah, that's what I think I will end with.
Great. Thanks again for joining us on the
Thank
More
you.
Insights
Thank you,
Insight
Anto.
Radio podcast, and it's been a pleasure. It's been great seeing you again. It's been a while, and
Yes. Good
uh,
seeing you in the flesh.
right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks.